Hi, my name is Tony Jennings. This is my interactive dashboard on Tableau. My student number is U3441594. A little bit about my dashboard is that I was given a data set on FIFA players and I wanted to look at average ball control of a player based on their height, their weight, and their position. There are some insights that I made that I will be talking about now. One of my first insights is kind of more so in the realm of whenever you think of a player or a good player, you think of someone who's tall, someone who's fit, maybe even like on the skinnier side of things. But when looking at this data set, you can see that as we get higher in height, the ball control average for the most part gets worse. In fact, 5'2", which is one of the shortest heights here in the data set, has the highest average ball control. And as you can see, when I clicked on 5'2", it went ahead and showed me a position of a 5'2" player. So they will, and based on their ball control average. So a 5'2" player with a really high average ball control will usually play in the LCM position, and that player will be 123 pounds. So that's just an example to show you how this works. I'm going to move on. Another insight I did make was a heavier player versus a skinny player. So looking at this, we have someone at 161 pounds having an average ball control of 62.9. When looking at someone that is 117, they have an average of 58.6. I thought this was interesting because usually when looking for a good player, you would want someone that weighs less, but in this case, that's not the case. Someone who weighs much more, it will have a better average ball control, and will even be in the position, like RF position, that is the second highest position of average ball controls. So I thought that was an interesting thing that I noticed and I wanted to share. Something else is the best and worst positions. We have the LF position, I believe that is left field. Their average ball control is 76, while goalkeepers 19.95. I thought this made a lot of sense, at least, especially with goalkeeper being the worst, since they're not known to be playing with the ball, they're just known to catch it. But something that did catch my attention was the height. I noticed that with goalkeepers, their heights are a lot more varied compared to a left field position. Granted, goalkeepers, their job is meant to catch the ball, so it is, this does explain why they are much taller, and seeing that their scores are much worse in the average ball position also explains why a higher, or not higher, a taller player has a worse score, because most of the tall players are a goalkeeping position. Moving on, I noticed that when looking at the left field position again, which goes back into one of my earlier insights, the weight class is very high. This 163 has the highest average ball control at 94 in this position. And I thought that was something to note because it is not typically seen, a 163 is much higher than 117 or 120, but it has some of the best ball control, at least in this data set. And then lastly, I wanted to talk about goalkeeping again, more specifically, how the best goalkeeper, at least as far as ball control, is not the tallest player. So even though the tallest height, being 6'9", is only goalkeepers, that's actually not the best player in this data set. The best, at least going off of ball control, the best player is a 6-foot player, being at 20.4. So I thought that was also something very interesting. And that was one of my last insights that I made. So thank you for watching. See you guys next time.